This is the Nomadic Traveler Podcast. Welcome to Nomadic Traveler Podcast. I am your host, Jason, and our wonderful co-host,
Nicole.
And we are bringing you a awesome, exciting show about ecotourism.
Yes. Who knows what that is?
I didn't know anything about it until we started researching the show. So
Same.
But I've always heard it. It's like a buzzword or something. So, and because it's a but it's a budword.
Bud.
Kind of like Budweiser, yeah. It's a buzzword, so I wanted to know what it meant. So I thought that I would look it up.
Yes.
And learn about it. And then I thought that I would share it with all of you out there.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I had never heard it before at all.
You never heard ecotourism?
No. I was like, what is that? Maybe it's a job. I don't know.
I always heard of it, and I always knew it had something to do with the environment, but I wasn't quite sure exactly what it was.
Yeah.
So,
but it's cool.
I wanted to research it and find out and share it with everybody, and it should go along nicely with our global warming episodes.
Yes.
So
it'll be awesome.
All right.
Let's go.
On to the show. So the first thing I think that we should talk about is the definition.
Oh, yeah. That's probably a good idea.
What is ecotourism? Do you know? Do you want to take a guess at what the definition is?
I do know, only because I looked it up.
Oh, well,
but
that's cheating, so we can't use that.
You want to know what my guess would have been?
Sure.
Some type of engineered job with climate.
Engineered job?
Like an engineering job with climate. I don't know.
An engineering job at climate ecotourism?
I don't know. I probably would have thought of something like that. Anyways.
That was interesting.
I knew you'd get excited.
Oh my gosh. So ecotourism is responsible travel to natural areas that conserve the environment, sustain the well-being of local people, and it involves interpretation and education. So you learn about where you are, you learn about how to protect the area where you are, and then through your travel, you try to pollute as little as possible.
Mm-hmm. Which is awesome.
With an emphasis on enriching personal experiences and environmental awareness through interpretation, ecotourism promotes a greater understanding and appreciation for nature, local society, and culture. And that's really what I love about travel in general anyways, is learning about other people's culture.
Yes.
So that's what I like. I like to be immersed in different things. I like to feel like I'm far away from home.
Yes, yeah. I like the idea, too, that it's one of the main goals is to travel to natural areas and not just tourist traps or,
Are you going to go to Alaska and hang out with the bears?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I think that would make an excellent episode.
Do you want to co-host or not?
So it would just be you just screaming and running from bears.
Maybe.
I'll be hold up your mic. We need better audio.
I don't know about that. I'd go up there and stand on the ice caps and whatnot.
The icebergs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that jazz. But
Nicole wants to take a helicopter and land on an iceberg.
I do, before they all melt.
Before there's no icebergs left.
So we need to go tomorrow?
So we need to get on that.
I need to go yesterday?
Get on it.
But yeah, no, I like the idea of it being to a natural place too, because there are so many places you go and you're just seeing man-made stuff, all the time. But yeah, if you're going to go and see natural things, that's pretty cool.
Well, and if you go to the beach ever or Florida, they have these huge mega resorts everywhere where everything is manufactured.
Sure, yeah.
They plant all the palm trees there. Everything's brought in, trucked in. The sand's all groomed. Nothing is really natural about that at all. And
I think it just gives you perspective on yourself when you go to places like that, a natural made place. It's something is bigger than me.
Yeah.
Mother Earth or whatever you believe in. Something's bigger than you, so that's kind of cool.
That's what I think about every time I go to the ocean, by the way.
Yeah?
I always stand there and look at the ocean and how vast it is.
Yeah.
I'm I'm so little.
And the waves.
And the ocean is so big.
Yeah. And think of all the things that live in there.
When I went on a cruise, I remember thinking about that. I was looking out, we were at sea one night. I just remember looking out at all the black, and I'm man, if I fell off this thing. Nobody would ever find
You would
me.
be one little dot.
Yeah, one little bitty tiny dot, and it would be 10 hours till the sun came up, and
You know what else that makes me think of space,
yeah,
which
which is coming up.
we're going to allude to that in the future. Podcast.
Because of the 50th anniversary of the moon landing, they've been running all kinds of specials on TV, and I'm boning up on my space information since I'm going to be going to NASA and talking to people.
Yeah.
I don't want to be totally ignorant. So I'm trying to learn a little bit of stuff. And they talk about how when they go up into space and you're in the space station or you're up in the shuttle or something, you look out at all that black, you realize how insignificant humans are, how insignificant Earth is, and how tiny it is. And one little tiny, everybody thinks, oh, this is the center of the universe. But when you get up there and you look back at Earth and how small Earth is, you realize Earth is not the center of the universe.
Yes.
There's
Yeah.
a lot out there. And we know very little. And for us to think that everything revolves around us is
Right.
ignorant.
Right. And then I think, so then the second goal of conserving the environment, that goes right along with that. So you realize that something's bigger than you, and now you want to save it. And
Now you do
wanna
something about it.
appreciate it.
You
Right.
help it out.
Yeah.
Don't burn those ants with a magnifying glass. I don't know why I thought of that.
Right. I don't know. I just think it's a cool thing. It's kind of getting us out of our daily lives of being consumers, right?
I think that's what recharges you is immersing in different cultures and immersing in different environments and being out,
Yes.
enjoying
Off of technology.
something different. Yeah. Yes.
Sure.
Off of technology for sure.
Right.
Okay. So the next thing I kind of got is, about the community, how ecotourism kind of helps the community. And by increasing building and employment opportunities, ecotourism is an effective vehicle for empowering local communities around the world to fight against poverty and to achieve sustainable development, which is incredibly important.
For sure. Yeah.
So I didn't realize, in my naiveness, what ecotourism is really about, and I dig that part of it. I like that.
Sure. Yeah.
So I like that it's actually doing something where it's helping others.
Yeah, like a sense of empowerment.
Yeah.
It feels like places that don't have a lot of power, but they might have some type of natural.
Because travel can tend to be kind of a selfish thing sometimes too.
True. Yeah.
So instead of it being selfish, you're doing things and going out and
Yeah.
helping patrons that are helping out communities. And I don't know. I dig that.
And I think a lot of times that, like you said, that's way more recharging than just going on vacation for yourself and going to a resort and going swimming and, being busy the whole time and
Going to the swim up bar and having a drink and
yeah. For sure. I love it. I love the idea of that. Yeah. Empower local places that might not be empowered at all. you
Yeah.
know? It's cool. I like it.
So, and then they also have, principles of ecotourism. I don't think I'll read them all, but I think I will read a handful of them. Ecotourism is about uniting conservation, communities, and sustainable travel. And this means that those who implement, participate, and market ecotourism activities, they need to adopt some principles. Okay. So, the first one would be to minimize physical, social, behavioral, and psychological impacts. Another one would be build environmental and cultural awareness and respect.
Yeah.
So when I went to Mexico and I traveled down there, I was very surprised at how aware they were of everything and how they encouraged everybody to taking care of things and then take that back home with you. And it just wasn't something that I expected.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
provide positive experiences for both visitors and the hosts. Provide direct financial benefits for conservation. Generate financial benefits for both local people and private industry. So the last two, design, construct, and operate low-impact facilities. I also like that. That's another important one. And then recognize the rights and spiritual benefits of indigenous people in your community and work in partnership with them to create empowerment.
I like that a lot too. Yeah, there was the empowerment. They were going to talk about that.
So there's a lot more to it than I thought that there was.
Yeah. So it's not just about going somewhere and trying to conserve trying to conserve the world. It's about yourself, your personal growth.
Personal growth, and then the growth of the indigenous people, and supporting them, and not trying to like come in and take over their land and take over their lifestyle, and
think about that for
honoring
kids.
that.
Like if you were to take your family with you, what your kids would be learning from seeing you, witnessing you do that.
Yeah.
And how much of an impact that would have on them when they get older.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. Those might be my favorite. My favorite thing about this. So who is an eco-tourist?
Me.
You? Okay. Where you been? Where are you going to go?
I haven't been anywhere too ecological, so
Okay.
I would say not me.
So these are just on average.
But I will be.
Yes, for sure. An eco-tourist age range between 35 and 54.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't fall in that.
So not too old.
Or super old.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Thank you for insulting half of our listeners. Appreciate that.
That was a joke. And then the gender, there's really not a lot of difference between female and males. So it's kind of even.
So it's not more females?
No.
That would have been my guess, at least.
Yeah, mine too, but education, 82% were college graduates in the study that they did. So a lot of people who are maybe a little bit more educated tend to do it as well. And then most people, their trip is a little bit longer than a normal trip. So, I mean, most people go on vacation for a week. When they survey a bunch of eco-tourists, they're usually about 9 to 15 days long. So they usually take a longer trip. And I
also like that.
I wonder if that might be because in order to have an impact, you kind of need to be there for a certain amount of time.
Yeah. And you engage your environment more.
And I also wonder, is it less expensive than a normal vacation? And then you might be able to do it longer, too.
I don't know that for sure. I'd have to research that a little
I mean,
better.
it says that...
I'm guessing it's not less expensive.
Well, it says that eco-tourists are willing to spend more money where they go.
Because it protects your environment.
Exactly. And because they're investing in those local communities and small businesses.
Yeah.
Because that's part of it.
Yeah.
But I wonder maybe if it's like still a little bit cheaper than staying at a hotel or something like that.
Might be.
And then the top 3 things that were important to ecotourists in a trip, they said were wilderness settings, so being out in the wildlife viewing, so seeing animals and things like that, and then like hiking and trekking were things that people looked for when they looked for a destination to go to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool, just to kind of get a background. And then
hiking definitely doesn't hurt the environment.
Right.
Well,
right.
Unless you're trampling things, but
yeah. What do they say?
At least it's not burning any fossil fuels.
Do they say like leave it as you found it or something
Yeah.
when you go hiking? I think that's a saying.
Yeah. Leave no stone unturned. No, that's not the right one.
We will get that for you guys. And the other thing I thought was kind of an interesting statistic is that $77 billion in revenue a year come from ecotourism.
That's a big number.
Quite a bit.
That's a lot.
Yeah. 5 to 7% of the overall travel is ecotourists.
The overall travel is probably $2 trillion or something, but
yeah, but I mean that's still like 5 to 7.
Still chunk, yeah. It's still quite a bit.
Yeah. For something I've never heard of. I'm sure a lot of people have never heard of it. So
yeah.
So very cool. And then there's also a string of ecotourism is volunteer ecotourism.
Are you going to volunteer?
I want to.
We're going to send Nicole to Ethiopia to dig wells.
You remember I'm a ginger?
And then we're going to, I guess you better get you a burqa or something.
I will fry. I mean, I'll do it, but
I'll do it, but I'll fry.
Always down to do something I've never done. But on my bucket list is a habitat home to try that as far as volunteering. But
I've done that before.
Not really ecotourism.
You ever built a habitat home before?
I wanted to.
Yeah, I've done that before.
But they looked at me like I was crazy, so I didn't do it. But
it was kind of amazing. I knew more than most of the people there. I didn't expect that.
I bet you did.
But I guess if you get a bunch of green volunteers, they don't know what they're doing, right?
True. Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, you know what you're doing? Could you lead all these people?" I'm like, "Today's my first day. I just got here.
But I know.
Just build the front porch." I'm like, "What?"
Just do it.
Just build the front
porch.
Can you do it? So here's 10 people. Build the front porch. I'm like, okay.
Hey, you learn leadership skills.
Got it.
I love it. So volunteer-based ecotourism is ecotourists Participants volunteer their time and efforts to a local conservation project. These programs usually involve significant interaction with the local community. So while you're there and you're learning about it and you're exploring, you're going to do something for that community while you're there.
Nice. I like that.
So kind of cool. The number of volunteer tourism rose in 2007 by 500%, which I thought was kind of interesting.
From 2 people to 1,000. So there's now 1,000 people out there. That's pretty good. That's a lot of growth.
And a lot of people said that they saw themselves more as like volunteers than they were travelers or exploring. That's what they wanted to focus on more than just going and being a traveler and an eco-tourist. They wanted to focus more on the volunteering.
I like volunteering too, but you just got to have the time available and the
abilities.
Your bills. Yeah, you got to have your bills all covered at home. So you got to have the ability to spend time not earning an income.
Yeah. That's very true.
But I do like that though, for sure.
So, and I mean, that's fulfilling part of the principles is to give him back. So
nice.
I like that. And then for the devil's advocate side of me.
Yeah. What'd you find? You find negative things about ecotourism?
A few, yes. So
ecotourism's bad.
One thing that I found was, so talking about like small communities that might have, low incomes or low financial needs. And then they get this ecotourist spot. Maybe they have a place and people come and it starts booming. So then they're kind of relying on that a little bit and they're building their lives upon that. That's where people's jobs are spawning from and all these things. Mm-hmm. Well, then what happens when something happens to that destination or people stop going there, things like that. And then they lose money and they don't really know how to come back from that. So that is a counter argument. But I would argue with that and say that's where these volunteer things are coming in and they should be creating side businesses and side things.
Get your side hustle on.
Right. So sometimes they've found like once a decline in tourism comes, it can have a really big impact on the economy of the country if it's like a developing country.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I see what they're saying, but I mean, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, I guess if it all goes away, then it could have a negative impact. Mm-hmm. I think with, like we said, kind of talked about before, climate change is coming. So I think this is going to happen to a lot of areas.
Yeah,
so I think it's going to become commonplace for things to kind of change and change rapidly.
For sure. And then another thing that kind of goes along with that is that like kind of noticed like economic leakage. If you know what that is.
Oh, what is that? Where like you have money that falls out of your pockets?
That's one form. This form is like when international and non-local businesses, like they kind of see that this area is doing well and then they kind of merge on it or they pounce on it. And then they come in.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah, that definitely happens a lot for sure.
So this community is building up and they're doing well and this place is booming. And then all of a sudden somebody sees that and businessman's like, ooh, I want that. Or woman.
That happens with everything though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, oh my gosh, red shoes are hot. So now everybody's going to build red shoes,
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, that's kind of just the way the world works, I guess,
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just another aspect.
You can't necessarily stop that.
No, and I don't think that's necessarily a terrible thing.
No.
To a certain degree, right? I mean, because you're still bringing in more people, even though some of the money's going out, you're still bringing people.
You got to work to protect, what you build. So, that's why it's even more important for the people that are true eco-tourist vendors to protect their environment.
Right. So maybe staying at like that bed and breakfast or the Airbnb or I don't know, something small, the hostel or something instead of.
I got a couple of examples later that I'll bring up later on the show, and it kind of shows what people do to try to kind of help protect things.
Okay. And then the other kind of counter argument is greenwashing. So greenwashing happens basically when a company or business or whatever area says that they are practicing ecotourism and they're really not. But it's kind of just to bring in people who are interested in that. It's like the new fad. So maybe how the hotel might say, hey, we're not washing towels on Tuesday.
Yeah.
to bring people in, and people see that, maybe like that little sign that says, "Ooh, these people are, eco-friendly." So then they go and stay, and they call it greenwashing.
Well, I mean, it's kind of the same thing as like jumping on the red shoes too. Everybody's going to jump on what's popular. My counter argument to that is that at least they're doing something. So even if they're just reducing, the amount of time that they wash, or it's like I see it all the time at like hotels, leave your towels hung up and we won't wash them. If you leave them on the floor, then that's your indication that you want them washed. And you leave a sign out if you actually want your room cleaned. If not, we're not going to clean your room, but every third day or something like that.
Sure, yeah.
So, and would I like to see them do more? Yes, but I'm happy that they're doing something. And if every hotel only washes, bedding every third day or something like that, that's a lot of improvement across all the hotels, across all the world, the United States, whatever. I mean, it's a big impact. So
it's something. Something's always better than nothing.
So I'll take it. At least it's moving in the right direction.
Right, and there's an organization called the Partnership for Global Sustainable Tourism.
Yeah.
And they kind of do a rating scale for places to kind of help people determine what their level of greenery,
so what's a good rating?
Greenery is. So I don't know the exact rating scale. So they just kind of have like different levels. So
is it like 1 to 10?
The first level.
1 to 100?
No, it's no numbers, unfortunately.
1 to 1,000?
No, just like guidelines.
A, B, Q, Z.
4, 3.
All right, go ahead. Tell us.
Yeah, so the first level is like you demonstrate effective, sustainable management. Second level, you're maximizing social and economic benefits to the community. The fourth level is when you're working with like cultural and heritage things. And the fifth level, you're maximizing benefits to the environment and working with the cultural heritage and social and economic for local people.
So it is a number, level 5.
Well, yeah, I guess they are like levels. But I thought that was kind of cool. And they actually have a guide for like major travel websites like Expedia, Travelocity, Orbitz, things like that.
Nice.
So that you can kind of go on there and see what listings you want.
And where is this? Where do you find this at?
On their websites.
Who is it, though?
The Expedia, Travelocity.
Oh, they do have it on the Expedia site? Oh, I thought you had to go to a third-party site to see the ratings.
No. No, the Partnership for Global Sustainable Tourism just create the guidelines.
Okay.
So,
well, that's easy enough then. So when you're booking your place, you just get on there and check and see who's doing more than the others.
Who's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
See, again, it's small little changes in your life make a big difference for everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
Over the long term.
Right. And I think just like right now, just like the idea that this is important. So if you're doing it, even if you're not making a big difference in that area, you're standing up and saying this is important.
Yeah.
Which I think that's the most important right now in our world where, we don't really know if it's important yet. Or some people don't, if it's important.
We're about to find out if it's important when we're all swimming for a living.
We're all crammed on the northern states because there's no there's no southern.
The population of Michigan is 40 billion.
Oh no, that's a lot of sweaty people together.
All right, so what do we got next? What's next on our agenda?
Well,
do you want me to do some of my examples?
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Can we do that?
I love examples.
Okay, so one of the places that I kind of looked up, I tried to go search out a couple different places to see what does an eco-tourist destination kind of look like. What do they do? Okay. So the first one that I got is called Inn, I-N-N, so like the Inn, Serendipity Bed and Breakfast in Brownstown, Wisconsin. Ooh. So this is a 100-year-old farmhouse that turned into a Airbnb. Not an Airbnb, just a B&B, sorry.
Bed and breakfast.
And it's set amid an extensive organic garden south of Madison. A second property, a woodsy retreat cabin, is 2 hours drive north. It is built, so it says how it's built. The restoration was done with salvaged materials, sustainably harvested wood, recycled tiles, no VOC paints and sealers, and solar straw bale greenhouse provides food year-round.
Oh.
So they have alternative energy. So they have wind and solar and wood stove for heating. They have organic, natural cotton linens. They do composting. And they have local and homegrown foods, and they use eco cleaners.
Ooh,
So, and then, their benefit to the environment is trees for travel certificates. This is really interesting. I'm all about this. So, for the guests, they do documented planting of trees to offset your CO2 from your auto trip. I don't think they can offset enough, or they can't plant enough trees to offset flying there. But if you drive there, they will figure out the CO2 emissions used to drive there, and then they will plant enough trees to offset that.
that is amazing.
So yeah,
Yeah, because
it's
that's
awesome.
like one of the number one reasons why travel hurts the environment. It's just
because you're
the
always
fuel.
driving to the place, or
Yeah.
flying to the place.
So
which
they're
is even
eliminating
worse.
that.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
that's cool, isn't it?
What?
So you want me to do another one?
And I also love, yes, but I also love that they went as far as like to how they built the building.
Yeah,
Like this is not something that just came about. This is thought out.
and I bet it's really cool there too.
That's awesome. I want to go there.
So it's a slight sacrifice on your part, and you get to see something cool, new, and different. And maybe you still take that resort vacation, but maybe you do one of your vacations to something like this.
Yeah, that was
So
in
instead of-
Wisconsin?
Yeah, this is in Brownstown, Wisconsin.
Okay. So any listeners in Wisconsin that have been there,
Yes, let us
Or-
know.
live near there.
Nomadic
know.
Traveler Podcast at gmail.com. Please tell us about your experience at In Serendipity Bed and Breakfast.
Awesome.
I haven't
What
learned-
else you got?
I haven't learned how to talk yet. so. All right, the next one I got is Sadie Cove Wilderness Lodge, and it's located in Homer, Alaska. So visitors take a water taxi to off-the-grid coastal cabins that accommodate 8 guests in Kachemak Bay State Park. It's elegant, rustic place that has a leave no trace philosophy. That's what we were thinking of, leave no trace.
Yes.
That has a leave no trace philosophy, spectacular views, hiking, fishing, and wildlife watching. So the cabins, how it's built, the cabins are handmade from milled local, I love this, driftwood.
What?
Yeah.
That's
So they use driftwood to build the cabins. So
that would have had to take a long time, huh?
it probably takes a while, and I bet it looks cool. So I don't know. I haven't seen pictures of any of these. This is all just like data that I have. They have alternative energy. They have a hydroelectric power from steam and wind-powered turbines.
That's so cool.
So I
On
don't
an
know.
island, I bet there's a lot of them.
I don't know how they're
On a
getting their
wind turbine.
steam power. I don't know. Hydroelectric power from steam. I don't know. Anyways, so it's alternative energy. Recycling, and their conservation practices, sorry, are recycling, organic vegetable gardens. Their benefits to the local ecosystem is they plan to get the area declared a mountain goat sanctuary. So this is what I was kind of talking about earlier. So, if this does take off and it gets super popular up there, if they get the whole area declared a mountain goat sanctuary, they can't get, consumerism that's going to move in and sit on top of them because the whole
Nice.
area is protected. So that's
Yeah.
what, that's where I was kind of coming from. You need to reach out and protect your area and do what you can at the beginning stages.
Yeah.
So if
that
it does
makes
catch
sense.
on and get super popular, it can't get watered down.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure.
So, and then they have educational programs. They have nature walks to tidal flats and alpine valleys.
I wonder if you can play with the goats.
I bet you can. I wonder if they have fainting goats.
Well, they have the goat yoga now. Have you
Where
heard
the
of that?
goat stands on your back.
There's a thing called goat yoga.
I think the goat really stands on your back.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. You're supposed to do like downward dog, and the goat stands on your back while you're doing downward dog.
Gosh, I would love that.
So,
That's awesome.
So, yeah,
Driftwood?
yeah, I know. It's freaking cool. Isn't it?
These are exciting.
I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. So,
Okay.
do you want me to do
Yeah.
another one?
Yeah, do another one.
Let's see. All right, I'm going to skip this one, and we're going to move on. So those ones were in the U.S. I got some in Canada. So, okay, I can't pronounce stuff. I'm assuming this is like French, I think.
Yeah.
Keokwat Wilderness Resort in Keokwat Sound, British Columbia. I'm probably butchering that. You can email me at nomadictravelerpodcast@gmail.com and tell me how I'm screwing that up.
Yes.
I apologize ahead of time.
Good try.
So it is accessible by float plane or boat. This is a summer-only destination Vancouver Island Resort offers luxurious accommodations in tents situated in a rainforest along the Bedwell River. They have a rainforest in Canada?
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. How it's built. Here we go. Tents and other buildings are raised on cedar platforms to minimize their impact on the land.
Oh.
So it's all up off of the ground, so you can still have grass and everything can still do its thing.
Yeah,
you're literally not on the land. You're above the land.
That's amazing.
So alternative energy, they have wind and solar powered for their electricity. They have composting toilets. Ooh, they're really good. They're really doing the eco thing.
Yeah.
They have composting toilets. They have gravity powered water lines. Wow. Organic gardens and a greenhouse. Their benefits to the local ecosystem is raptor rehabilitation project, bear mapping, and restoration of salmon spawning habitats.
Ooh.
So I don't really know what a raptor is other than like a dinosaur from like Jurassic Park. So if they have raptors there, I want to go.
Well, I could be wrong, but I think raptors are a classification of birds.
Oh, that's boring.
Only because I went to a park once and it said raptor show, and I went and it was birds.
Oh.
So like just like hawks and an owl. I don't remember what else they had, but it was called a raptor show, and I was like, oh, we're gonna see dinosaurs.
Still cool, but it would be much better if it was dinosaurs.
So yeah, but that's
just
still cool.
saying.
Because I think a lot of the raptor classification is dying out. So
Well, that's too bad.
it's good that they're conserving that.
Maybe you need to get out there and make you an eco-friendly hotel that saves raptors.
Oh, okay.
Get on it, Nicole.
All right.
Save them raptors.
Do that tomorrow.
And then while you're on it, get some dinosaurs. Okay, so the next one that I got is Cree Village Eco Lodge, and that's in Moose Factory Island, Ontario. I like that name. That's cool. Moose Factory. It is owned by the Mo Cree Beck Council of the Cree Nation. It's a 20-room island eco lodge that is accessible by air or train or boat. Cool. Visitors participate in whale sightings, cross-country skiing, snowshoeing, river trips, and cultural tours. How it's built. Designed according to Cree values with A-frame replicas of traditional winter dwellings. Their alternative energy is they are currently on the grid. Wah, wah. But they are equipped for future wind and solar.
Okay.
So it's a process.
Well, and I feel like you can't do everything at once.
They're working towards their process.
Yeah,
So that's cool. So what are they doing with their on-the-grid power? They are using efficient insulation. They are using triple glazed windows. They have organic carpeting, which I didn't even know was a thing. And organic bedding, organic linens, organic pillows, and composting toilets.
Ooh.
So organic herb garden, and they do regular composting of all their other stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Benefits to the local people. It employs locals, most of whom are Aboriginals.
Ooh.
Educational programs. They have canoe trips, Cree craft and cooking demonstrations.
Interesting.
So that would really immerse yourself in a culture. So they're really doing the immersion thing.
That is so cool.
So one more in Canada, and then we're going to do one or two in Mexico, and then we're going to move on. So the next one I got is Forest House Eco Lodge, and that's in Air Range, Saskatchewan. 3 quaint wilderness eco cabins in northern Saskatchewan's boreal forest and lake country are set amidst some of the world's best canoe country. I'm all about canoeing. I love that. Bring on the canoeing.
That's right.
How it's built. Combination of log wood framed cabins made from materials rescued from landfills, love it, and selectively harvested trees. Alternative energy. They have solar with a backup generator and a wood burning stove for heating.
Ooh.
Conservation practices. They have organic gardening, composting, they have a gray water system, and they have recycling programs. So what is gray water, Nicole?
Gray water is the water
This is awesome.
that is not from a toilet, but is from a shower or sink.
Showers and washing and dishes and stuff like that. Yeah.
Ding,
So,
ding,
and you
ding.
can use that kind of water to like water plants and gardens and stuff like that. It's not bad.
Okay, also, wouldn't like gutter water be considered that? Does that make, is that, I don't know if that's a word, but you know how you
I
can
don't
put
know
like,
if that's gray water, if that's just like storm water.
because you could put like a big giant tank,
A
like
tank
under
on there,
your-
yeah, and catch your rainwater, yeah. I don't know if they
'Cause you
consider
can
that
use that
gray
to
or
water.
not. You could definitely use that to water plants for sure.
Well, yeah, my parents have that.
I just don't know if they consider it gray water. I've always considered that like storm water, but
Okay. Same
it
thing.
might
though.
be in the same class. But yeah, it's definitely not toilet water. So where are we at? Sorry, I lost my place. Okay. Benefits to regional ecosystems. This is a good one. The
Okay.
owners are fighting to protect the area from logging. You bad loggers out there, stop cutting our trees down.
I love that.
So yeah, so that's pretty cool too. So then in the educational programs, they have nature walks and they have a staff ethnobotanist. What's an ethnobotanist?
Me? You asking me?
I'm asking all our guests, but they can't talk.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Do you know?
I did not know either, so I had to look it up.
Okay.
So an ethnobotanist strives to document the local customs involving the potential uses of local flora, plants for medicine, foods, and clothing.
Ooh. I want to get that job.
So yeah, so they figure out how to make stuff out of plants, I guess.
How do I get that job?
You probably have to go to school for years and years and years and get a master's and then make no money.
Maybe I could
That's
just
my
like
guess.
go to home ec and
No.
and then like maybe biology.
No.
That's so cool though. I wonder how they're stopping logging. I wonder if they're doing some
Maybe
type
they
of
go out there and chain themselves to the trees.
That'd be cool.
Or chain themselves to the bulldozers.
That'd be a lot of people.
Or flatten their tires.
Yes. I don't think those are it, but that's cool. I wonder if they're
You
like
don't think that's it?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe these people are cool. I wonder though if they're doing more of that, like you said, trying to make like a national refuge or like some type of protected land. I wonder if they're working that way.
Probably.
Anyways,
Let's call them up. So
Yeah.
that was the Forest House Eco Lodge in Orange. I don't think I'm saying that right, but it looks close. Saskatchewan.
oh, Saskatchewan.
So call them up and figure out how they are protecting their area from logging.
Yes.
And if
okay.
you find out, email us at nomadictravelerpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, I want to know.
Thank you. Okay,
What
on
else you got?
to Mexico.
Ooh.
So in Mexico, they have Danzante Eco Resort in Baja California Sur. This is a remote eco lodge perched unobtrusively across 10 acres of volcanic hills overlooking the Sea of Cortez.
Ooh.
It offers hiking, horseback riding, and white sand beaches. How is it built? Sand and clay adobe bricks, woven palm frond roofs, volcanic stone sidewalks, and terraces. This place is super eco. Their alternative energy, they are 100% solar powered.
Wow.
100%. Their conservation practices, they use gray water reuse, fluorescent lights, and organic gardening. Benefits to the local people and ecosystem, they employ only local villagers. The owners provide no interest loans to area families to develop their homes for solar.
What?
That's really cool.
That's amazing.
This
So
is-
like anyone that lives locally, they can apply for a loan.
They can apply for a loan to get solar put on their homes.
That is amazing.
So this is probably my favorite one of all of them.
Because solar, I mean, if you have solar panels, it can save you so much money on utilities.
Yeah,
But like, it's just having that initial drop in the bucket to purchase
the
it.
upfront cost, yeah.
And so they're probably able to pay it with just like the savings, not even,
Yeah.
what they're saving monthly.
Yeah,
I like these
and
people.
eventually it would be paid off.
Yes.
So eventually you'd have solar power
And then they could, just save money. Yeah.
and then drive your Tesla.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, I brought it back around to a Tesla again. Sorry.
I bet you did.
So, and then their educational programs are they have local guides that teach about medicinal herbs, sea, and animal life. So, I got one more. You ready
Okay.
for the last one?
I am.
The super one?
I do
This
want to
is-
say, though, Tesla is our sponsor, not sponsor.
Sponsor, not sponsor.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Tesla. We would love to have you as a sponsor. Contact us at Nomadic Traveler Podcast at gmail.com
Yes.
if you would like to sponsor us, or donate a Tesla to the show, and we will label the Tesla with Nomadic Traveler Podcast, and we will drive it around proudly.
Yes. Any day.
Donated by whoever donates it. And we will plug you every single show if you donate a Tesla to us. Every single show.
Every show.
Beginning and end. You will be our number one sponsor.
Do you guys think Jason wants a Tesla? Or?
No, not at all. All right. Last one. Hotelito Descondito.
Hotelito.
I guarantee I'm saying that way, way wrong.
Just Americanized.
Costa Algier, Jalisco. Hey, Jalisco is where they make all the tequila at.
Yes.
I want to go to Jalisco. That's on my bucket
I
list.
think that's where that hidden gem was, where you can stay in the tequila.
Correct. It
barrel.
was in Jalisco.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So I am all about Jalisco. So
Yes.
if you live in Jalisco and you'd love to have us down, you know the email. You know.
That's right.
Reach out. We'd love to come see you. 60 miles south of Puerto Vallarta is the Unknown Hotel. I guess that's what that means. Hotel Descondito. I'm so bad. That's what I was thinking about too when I was saying it.
I know. I was like, I'm going to have to try to
Despacito.
avoid just singing that, but I couldn't help it.
All right. Nestled between the Sierra Madre Mountains and the Pacific is perfect. It is nestled between the Sierra Madre Mountains and the Pacific. Wow, I can't talk today. Is perfect for bird watching, windsurfing, sailing, kayaking, and mountain biking.
Oh.
How it's built. Palapa roofs, which is kind of like thatch roofs.
Okay.
Palapa roofs shade the indigenous style bungalows called palafitos. Palafitos?
Okay.
Palafitos. Sounds good.
Palapis is a tree. Yes?
Palapa is like a kind of like hut, I think.
Oh, okay.
I believe. And if I'm doing that wrong, you can correct me. Palafitos, and they're built on stilts, and they're near the water. Their alternative energy is they have solar power and lamps. Their conservation practices are they have a biodigester sewage system. I'm not even 100% sure what that means, but I'm assuming that's... I don't know. I really don't know,
Two
actually.
ways to digest something is my guess.
Biodigester sewage system, biodegradable cleaning products, and in-room amenities. I don't know what that means either.
Okay.
Benefits to the local people and ecosystem. It actively promotes a sea turtle program. Yes.
Oh,
Love it. Love it. All right. And their educational program is, you're going to like this one.
Okay.
This is going to be your favorite.
yes.
From June through January, guests can join the staff biologist in helping sea turtle hatchlings scramble to the sea.
Oh my goodness, I want to do that.
Yay!
Hey, would that be considered like ego volunteerism? Like to a minimal degree?
If you went down there and volunteered to do it and didn't stay there and didn't.
Oh, okay. I guess that's true. We could stay there.
If you go there on vacation, I don't know if it's volunteer.
Because I was waiting for one of those to be a place to volunteer at, but
You could look into it for sure.
yeah.
Maybe they'll allow you to help the bot. I keep saying botanist. Stop it. Biologist. Maybe they'll allow you to come down there and help the biologist.
Yeah.
So, Hotelito Descansito. Dang it. I'll put it on our page. I'll post it on our Facebook page so you guys can go check it out. So I'll put that one, and I'll put the Danzate Eco Resort that has the no interest loans to help families develop solar, because those two are probably the coolest ones in my opinion. Plus, who doesn't like Mexico?
Right. And don't judge us if you get the Despacito song stuck in your head right now.
Despacito. So yeah. If you're into turtles, I know I am, and you want to watch little bitty tiny guys
Oh my god.
work the little flippers to the sea, go down
That would be
there
my favorite.
June through January.
That's a long time. I didn't realize they hatched that long.
Turtle season.
That's a long season, though.
I think it depends on what kind of turtle it is. I think they hatch at different times.
Well, maybe their climate down there is little different. So maybe they have a longer time for hatching.
Possibly. Quite possibly.
Interesting. That's my favorite. I love that.
All right. What's next? That's my last place.
All right. Well, we usually do that hidden gem thing.
The hidden gem.
But today's not hidden at all.
It's not hidden at all. It's very obvious. The obvious gem.
Do you have it?
The overt gem.
The gem that's in your face. Except for the only thing that's hidden is you might not have thought of it as a form of ecotourism or a place to go for ecotourism.
Okay, now I'm super excited, so tell me.
Are you? Okay. It's in Canada. Can you guess it?
It's in Canada.
Everybody goes there.
Is there a waterfall there?
Yes, there is. So our obvious gem today is Niagara Falls.
Today's obvious gem.
And
it doesn't work as well, but
it doesn't. That's not.
I'll work on it.
It's cool though. They get it.
Today's obvious gem. All right, move on.
It's good. Okay, so obviously the obvious gem has a lot of like natural landscaping, a lot of natural things, i.e. the falls. All three of the falls. They also have like a lot of natural indigenous birds, and things like that kind of fulfill that aspect.
Did you say what it was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Niagara Falls.
Oh, sorry, I didn't think you ever said it.
Niagara Falls.
Niagara Falls.
Did you like that?
I know. I'm too busy goofing off.
So some ways that they kind of look to impact the environment in a positive way is the boats are built and designed to operate to the greenest of standards. So if you haven't been there, they have mini boats that will take you right by the falls.
Like the Maid of the Mist?
The Maid of the Mist.
Yes.
There's a lot of them that you can kind of go down there and explore. So they build those boats to the greenest of standards.
In what way?
They replaced the engines with ultra efficient engines that comply with ETA Tier 2 clean standards. So Tier 2, that sounds pretty up there.
That's pretty major. Unless you're into Tier 3,
I mean, yeah. Who does that?
Or maybe Tier 4, whatever.
Right. And then they use biodiesel and a carbon offset program for the boats.
Nice.
So they can kind of offset, which I never thought about that. But if there's lots of boats every day, because that's like the major attraction there.
So that means they're constantly planting trees.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah. And then they also exclusively use the environmentally friendly cleaning products throughout their facilities.
Nice.
And things like that.
I like it.
And then the last thing that they do is they went paperless. So you
can log in online.
You can log in online.
Book your trip.
So if you get like the package to do all the activities that are there, then your things are all online or they're on your phone, mobilely. So
That's the way to do it.
they did that. And then they also do have another attraction that is like a butterfly sanctuary as well. That's kind of cool too, that they kind of hatch.
And they power the boats off of butterfly excrement.
Oh my gosh. No.
Dang it.
That's next year. They haven't built that yet. But that's one thing that, like, in my mind, I thought of it as like a touristy area as well. Didn't think of it as any type of ecotourism. Yeah. But it is actually, because they help the environment.
That makes me happy that they do that.
Yeah. Who would have known? I wouldn't.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? Because I don't think they really advertise that. I've been on their website and I never really noticed it.
I didn't know it, no. I didn't know it at all. So that's why today's overt gem has hidden properties.
Yes. So it's both.
It's an overt hidden gem.
Yes. So same thing.
Today's hidden gem.
Yep. All right.
I miss saying it.
Do you miss it? It's okay. We'll take it.
I'm having withdrawals.
You can say it in your sleep.
All right. I think that's our show for today. You got anything else, Nicole? Did we miss anything?
We did.
We did? Oh, what did we miss?
Are we going to do any shout-outs? We got any shout-outs?
We can do some shout-outs.
I think we got some.
I don't think we got anything particularly new, but
I do know, though, we didn't get any new countries? I thought we got a new country.
I don't believe so. I think we might have picked up a couple new states, but generally we're just going strong in all the areas where we have been before.
Okay. Yeah. Well, anyways.
If you have friends in any countries out there, please send them a link to our show.
Anyways, we always want to thank people who have been listening, regardless.
We love all of you.
Yes.
deeply.
Yeah, I think we did get a few new states. Did we have District of Columbia before?
No, that's new.
I don't think we did. That is
no,
new.
that's new.
Yeah.
Washington, D.C. Nice.
Yeah, isn't that pretty cool? You think it's somebody important? Maybe.
It's, oh gosh, I can't think of his name now. What's his name from The Inconvenient Truth?
Oh, Al Gore.
Al Gore, yeah.
Oh, Al Gore, if you're listening, I love you.
It's Al Gore.
Yes. Okay.
That would be awesome.
That'd be amazing. Whoever you are, you're amazing and awesome. And thank you.
And you'll appreciate this show.
Yes. So thank you guys for listening.
Thank you, everybody. We are going to continue rocking it. We have our NASA episode coming up. We still have a couple other secret episodes coming up that are going to be major.
Secret.
So,
Fun secret. Let's say surprises, because secrets maybe aren't fun. I think there's
we have surprise episodes coming up.
Yes.
They're going to surprise you. Oh my gosh. So yeah, we got lots and lots and lots of great stuff that we've been working on very diligently. And
yes.
we hope that you enjoy it as much as we do.
For your listening pleasure.
For your ears only. And anybody else that wants to listen.
Go ahead and tell them to listen.
All right. Anything else?
Nope. I think that's it.
All right.
All right.
We love you all. Come back and see us next week.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.